Hey guys, so here's my review for UFC on ESPN, Santos versus Teixeira, that took place yesterday. 6 out of 10, 60%. If you have seen my videos in the past, I've always talked about 60% is the minimum result that I'd like to have, that I am content, like that I am like, okay, it's not too bad. It's not bad, it's just like normal. Not a good night, but not a bad night either. Anything below 60%, obviously, like it sucks. And anything below 50% is like horrible, which rarely happens, but it has happened. And yeah, a couple huge upsets that one of them I saw coming, and I even talked about it on my previous video. The other one I did not see coming, and I'm just gonna talk about the fights that I covered and the ones that I lost. First, I'll mention real quick the ones that I lost. So the 4 that I lost was the first fight of the night. I picked Birchak by submission. He what an absolute piece of trash. He had nothing on the stand-up, nothing on the ground. Got completely dominated, submitted round 1. I had Bevan Lewis by decision. He lost by knockout round 3, I think. He was gassed by the end of round 1. And then I lost the main event and the co-main event. I picked Boser by KO, TKO round 1. He lost by decision. I picked Santos the same way, by KO or TKO round 1. He lost by submission round 3. So yeah, I'll start with Santos and Teixeira. So I'll start by saying, if you saw my video, you will see that I was very vocal that I was picking Santos to win by knockout. I said that I was 80-20, and that 20% was if Teixeira managed to survive and get to the later rounds, which, I mean, round 3 I think is considered the later rounds, that he could very well upset. And damn, he did. I'm not gonna pretend that it was a cardio issue, because I don't think so. I don't think Santos got tired. It was a matter of grappling. It was a matter of Santos being out-grappled by Teixeira and not being able to get out of it, which is pretty amazing. I mean, so now this is the second guy back-to-back that Teixeira absolutely dominates, that John Jones could not do, So John Jones pulled a uneventful, boring decision against Anthony Smith, where he did little to no damage. I mean, it was a solid win as far as points, but it's not like Smith got beat on that fight. He just got outpointed. He got neutralized. And then former middleweight, and then John Jones was able to barely pull a split decision against Thiago Santos, who was on one leg since round 1. A fight that a lot of people thought Santos won. Teixeira absolutely destroyed Anthony Smith, beat the absolute shit out of him for 5 rounds, and then he completely outgrappled Santos and submitted him round 3. So this is crazy. What does that mean? It actually adds more into the people that theorize that Jones was on some sort of steroids for part of his career. And I mean, what kind of excuse do you give? Let's say you're completely unbiased. What excuse do you give for 41-year-old Teixeira being able to put better performances against 2 former middleweights than John Jones? I don't know. You bid your own. You decide whatever you want to think. But anyways, that's beyond the point. So yeah, round 1, it kind of seemed that it was gonna go the way I picked it, because Santos started landing the shots, but it's just the same way when Teixeira fought Cutelaba. He was able to eat all those shots and then use his grappling to take Santos out of his out of the striking department, then control them most of round 1 on the floor. Round 2 was the same way. I mean, once he was on the floor, it was all Glover. Round 2 was the same way. Glover lands her right hand and then immediately takes him down and controls him all round 2. And then round 3, Santos actually drops him and then starts to land ground and pound and all. But then eventually Glover scrambles, gets a hold of his leg and reverses him, takes him down, and then submits him with I think it was rear naked choke, I think officially. I don't know what, I think it was rear naked choke. But yeah, so like I said, you know, if you saw my video, I said that it was a possibility, but I still did not think it would happen. So whatever. Then Boser versus Arlovsky. Another one this one I was actually shocked. Like I said, you know, I gave Teixeira a chance. This one I did not think that. It seemed that Boser was gun shy. It seemed that he was, I don't know if afraid, or maybe he got tagged by Arlovsky and it kind of put fear on him. But you know, the reason why I thought that if he was able to eat everything Cyril Gane threw at him, that he wouldn't mind eating a few shots from Arlovsky as long as he would land his own. But no, he was gun shy. I think the whole fight he landed one clean right hand, but overall it was, I mean, I guess you can kind of blame Arlovsky because he was on the defensive the entire fight, or like 99% of the fight. And Boser was not really able to find the openings to connect the shots, but I was convinced that at some point Boser was going to be able to get inside, land a shot, and knock Arlovsky out, but that was not the case. Round 1 for sure I gave it to Boser, but round 2 and 3 were close enough where they could have gone either way, and I was like, I was convinced it was going to be a split decision at the end. I was like, oh, this has all the makings for a split. But no, I was surprised it was unanimous Arlovsky. So yeah, the 241-year-old guys won. Crazy. My highlight of the night was Romanov. I picked Romanov by submission round 1. He won by submission round 1. However, I was scared for a few moments of that fight. The few moments that Da Silva was able to stop the fights, he was doing way better in the stand-up. Even though Romanov won the way I picked him to win, if you ever fight someone that has solid takedown defense, I'm going to have to think about that one, because I did not like what I saw on his stand-up. He needs to work a lot on that. Chikadze, another one that I was basically perfectly broken down. I picked him to win by TKO round 2. He won by TKO round 1. It showed what he was going to show. The much superior striker. There was no way it went the way it was supposed to go. You know, Chikadze, much superior striker, knocked him out. Barcelos, absolute complete total domination. I picked him to win by submission round 3. He almost had him round 2, I think, but it was a solid decision, absolute domination. In the stand-up, in the grappling, and everything, Barcelos pieced him up. And then, what were the other ones I talked about? Yeah, Hanish versus Allen got canceled, so we didn't get to see that one. But yeah, tomorrow I'll be uploading a video about my segment of where I play UFC matchmaker, and I talk about the fights that I would do if I was the matchmaker. So those are actually pretty cool because, you know, people get to give their opinions and whatnot. But that's it, guys. You'll have a great weekend.